The world has made a big shift to living digitally, from going to school on Zoom using laptops, smartphones and tablets, to doctors treating patients through online portals in a time of social distancing. But access to digital tools is not a given. Millions of students are missing out on a full education because they don't have a screen of their own, while good health is on the line because older people, among others, are not always used to tech. In China, though, everything from paying utility bills, doing your grocery shopping and securing transport can be handled with a smartphone. In fact, hundreds of millions of people can do this with just one app, a data plan, and enough battery to last you through the day. Being digitally connected is not only a question of convenience, but a pathway to success. Today, most of us live in an urban area, and some of us live in major cities like Beijing, New York, Shenzhen, LA, Hangzhou, or Chicago. There are big pockets of poverty even in the so-called richest cities, but by and large people here are driving and benefiting from the digital reality. In the world's rural areas, however, economics and geography have put people there at a clear disadvantage. This is known as the digital divide, the lack of internet resources available to low-density populations. In the US, some 30% of rural Americans lack broadband access. Now, China's rapid urbanization is a unique case of a society evolving and growing. In the past 20 years, about 460 million Chinese moved from the countryside to urban areas where the economic miracle happened first. It's created more opportunities for many, but rural families can be left out in the cold. Education is a big concern. When online classes became the new normal, those unable to access a steady connection were set back in their studies. Siblings were having to share one screen even if they had multiple classes at the same time. And of course, there are the many more families who don't have an iPad, for example, or one with a cellular or Wi-Fi connection. So, having a tablet or smartphone is not always the answer in itself. But China is alleviating the digital divide by stepping up the number of internet hubs in the countryside and expanding cellular coverage to accelerate connectivity. The goal is to have zero blind spots in rural areas. In 2015, China invested $22.5 billion to bring the internet age to 50,000 villages by the year 2020. Last year, about 55% of rural Chinese had access to the internet, as a growth of 200% since 2014. It's clear that rural residents face a steeper climb than urban dwellers in modern society, and that's why we all need to do better, because there is no use having all the tech in the world if we can't make it count for the most fragile and vulnerable communities among us. Everyone deserves to improve together, so they and their families have the best shot at fulfilling their human potential. Growth is more beautiful when it's inclusive. I'm James Chau, host of the China Current. We thank you for walking on this journey with us. Keep following us there at the China Current.